I shared in the wins room, the main wins chat, a copywriting win of 2.5K USD. It was about an SEO gig, an SEO project. It was about writing a couple of blog posts, not a couple, a lot of blog posts for a brand I'm working with for SEO purposes, right? To make sure they just appear when somebody's searching on Google, right?
Congratulations. Was that your first win or have you had others?
No, I had others wins. This will sound a little braggy, but they come, let's say, often. So there are some historic wins. I remember, like my first 1K win, man, that was crazy. And yeah, I believe there are like 4 or 5 wins in total of mine. I'm not super showy.
What would you say you average on a monthly basis at the moment? Is that a figure you could share?
Yeah, sure, no problem. It varies. It varies. Like 2 months ago, I surpassed the 10K threshold. On December, I believe I went around 7.5K, something like that. It varies. It varies. Let's say around 5K, 10K, this kind of range.
Mm-hmm. And how did it all begin? Let's go into your backstory for now. Where were you? What were you doing before joining the real world?
I was a university student. I studied engineering, and I came across an interesting person whose name is Tate. The overall positive masculinity message, it really resonated with me because, sometimes it seemed that, the world is really trying to kind of, water down masculinity, kind of attack masculinity, make it look bad. But here comes this guy who's just celebrating masculinity, who's pushing you to excel, who's saying, no, it's not fine to not be the best version of yourself. You must strive to become that person, right? So that really resonated with me. I truly believed in what he said. So I kind of, try to discover more about this interesting figure. And eventually I came across some of his adverts about Hustlers University. Wow, this guy is talking about a school that teaches you how to make money. I know this guy is a multimillionaire. I know this guy is for sure. He's for real. He seems to have very nice intentions. Let's just try it. Like it's $50. So I just tried it, whatever, like $50 is not the end of the world. I will not die. And that was the beginning of the journey. And that's how everything started, basically. Yeah.
Beautiful. And how many hours per day were you putting in when you first joined? Has that changed over time? And then along with that, how long did it take to get your first win?
Yeah, I find myself like dedicating the whole day to the thing. I was studying at university, sure. At first, like 4 hours a day, something like that, just because I had university stuff to do, right? I was a very good student at university, so I studied a lot as well at uni. But then eventually I understood, traditional university, let's forget about that. Let's focus on Hustlers University. Let's really give everything we've got. And I found myself like working like all day. Like when I was awake, I was learning, studying, doing stuff, researching, listening to the Zoom calls of the professor, talking to the other fellow hustlers, etc. It was just boom, 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 boom all the time, right? And also, replying to your question, the first win, 35 days. I remember it was 35 days after I joined. I remember this day because I was keeping track of how much, like where is the money? when will be finally paid, right? And I received my first money. I got paid 35 days after I joined. So around, I believe, February or super late January. And it was crazy. Like, I know this sounds silly, but when I got paid for the first time, I thought, wait a second, this is real. So somebody paid me. I got paid like pennies because I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't very well versed in sales. I was kind of nervous about asking somebody to pay me for something. that took me maybe, I don't know, one day to fulfill. It was a couple of emails, right? And I felt awkward to ask a lot of money in the beginning, I remember. So I didn't ask a lot of money. I asked, I believe, like $300 or something. Could have asked 1K, but like not right now would ask 1K easy.